What's up, you guys? We're back with another Total Gym follow-along workout. We'll be doing shoulders, back, and arms. And I will say you're definitely going to need a pair of loop-style resistance bands to really accomplish what I'm going to be doing in this workout. It's going to be 3 circuits with about 10 to 15 repetitions for 3 sets. Rest period is about 0 to 30 seconds. I'll give you guys some designated rest periods in some spots. Otherwise, you guys can always pause the video and take as long as you need. Otherwise, fairly minimal rest. Please like and subscribe. Immensely helpful. And as always, I will put links and timestamps down below for everything we're talking about in this video. A little mini product review as I'm just setting up the bars for the inverted shoulder press, which is the first exercise. These, I just thought I'd showcase these because I just picked them up. I'm using them this first time in this workout, and they're really good. These are just really good handles. I'll link these down below. I used this brand before, and I actually broke their handles and pretty much used them out, but I definitely stressed them, especially the metal ring. I'll showcase that in a second, but I think this quality actually looks really good for the price too. They're really good. I'm going to be using a second set of these for my Total Gym. You don't necessarily need an extra set of handles, but you can see really good grips. I use this on my Weider Ultimate Bodyworks as well. If you guys have one of those machines, I always recommend getting another pair, just better quality. But what's really cool about this new model by this company, like I said, I used their model before, is that they had a nice solid metal ring. Before they had kind of like a half ring. And that's what actually kind of made me extend the metal, but just by stressing it too much. They give you guys a little promo code in here for like a discount, so that's kind of cool too. Just wanted to showcase that because I'll be using that in this video. So I'm going into this inverted press to start, and pretty much what I've said this before in other videos, that really, even though I'm starting about 3/4 of the way up the racks, I know there's not really a method to my madness, but when I start a certain setting on the tower, but sometimes I might start this as low as 2 or 3 and just do more reps, a little bit lower intensity, or sometimes I just start a little bit higher. But each set I will progressively kind of raise the incline, but feel free to manipulate this as much as you want. Got the counter again signifying the start of the next exercise, and that gets down to 0, but just kind of going nice and smooth and controlled. I think I got around, like I said, 10 to 15 repetitions in that first exercise. Then we're going to go ahead and grab a loop style resistance band. I think I grabbed like the second to highest setting on the undersum band. Again, these are always my go-to bands if I'm looking for something especially for shoulder pressing, because I've said that they have a nice little give to them that just feels a little more smoother than the other some power bands, a little more stiffer. Just doing some standard shoulder pressing here. So what I'm doing in this first 2 circuits, you guys will notice a theme here, is I'm going to be doing pretty much these are compound sets, meaning I'm going to do a set of shoulders followed by another immediate set of shoulders. So just kind of mixing up a little bit different type of a circuit here. I'll do the same format here when I go into the back exercise, which is going to require you to either get a pair of carabiner clips or unscrew your stock Total Gym attachment handles, or like what I'm going to do is just basically I'm going to throw on a pair of carabiner clips and throw that new pair of handles that I got on the top. I've said, I think in the previous video, I could probably just get a pair of carabiner clips and swap out the twist knobs for the Total Gym, but I kind of like just having these 2 different ones because I can just really quickly just swap between doing pull-ups and just using the regular Total Gym handles as well. So I'm just doing these just regular pull-ups with the new handles that I got, and again, they actually feel really, really good, so I'm really happy with that purchase. I wasn't sure how they'd feel, but just doing a standard pull-up. Again, I like just the angle and position of this. You get a little more of a range of motion instead of putting on the Total Gym handles. It also just kind of saves you some time kind of swapping out that bottom setting, because we'll be going back to that, obviously for the next set and that shoulder press. So getting about 10 to 15 repetitions here. Notice I didn't raise the incline. The incline's exactly where it's at, so it's at level 8 right there. Getting a few repetitions here, and then what I'm going to do after this kind of times out is I'm going to go ahead and grab, again, I think I grabbed the same band I used for the shoulder presses. I'm going to grab the second to last highest setting for my undersum bands. Sorry for that little remix there of me getting up. I'm not sure what happened there, but I'm going to go ahead and grab that, throw it on. And these, I don't know what I would call these. These are actually kind of fun, but they're also useful. They're kind of like this little a bungee kind of bouncing row. You're just going to squeeze and then kind of slowly get yourself to kind of fall back down on the machine. So I weigh about 200 and I don't know, something like 5 pounds, something like that. So this might not work for everybody, depending on how much you weigh, but you can always go with a higher band. But it actually works good. It's fun. It's also still kind of hard because it requires you to actually have like an active squeeze on the way down. There's a number of ways you can keep this, but I'm just doing this rep range to kind of keep the momentum of me just doing the row. Another side plug too. I'm not necessarily trying to do this, but I might as well mention. I actually bought these tank tops on Amazon. I could talk about these. Pretty good. I'll link these down below as well. So Not trying to sell you guys and everything I got, but there's something I like that I use, I might as well tell you guys about it. So I like them. You get like 3 sets. I think I got like 3 of those tank tops for like 20 bucks. So I thought they were a good deal, and they feel pretty comfortable. I guess like a large, I think, on me. So going right back into this on the second set, same sequence. I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. I think the only thing I really change on this is, I did raise the incline, mess with a different rep range, but I think when we get to the overhead press, which you guys will see here in a second, I believe I start taking it a notch higher and go with the thickest or heaviest band on the overhead press with the undersum bands. I might do a review I forget the name of this product, but I'm thinking about picking up one of these bar attachments that you can attach the cables. So yeah, I did grab the heaviest one. I might pick up this bar attachment you can attach the bands onto. If you guys know of one, or if you guys like one or recommend one, let me know. But are debating about getting one of these bar attachments for one of these things. Also notice I don't have my gloves on for this. I think I'll put the gloves on later, but a pair of gloves for your resistance band work might be helpful. I think when I get to the middle of this workout, I end up throwing them on, just leaving them on. So that would be something to kind of think about. But with a lot of the stuff, I got a lot of gadgets here, I really like to kind of keep things fairly minimal. So I'm always kind of debating of how much extra stuff I have. But at the same time, it is always fun kind of adding new stuff to your home gym. And like as I said before, this is me a year just working out in the gym. So some of you guys have been working out from home from a long time. For me, I'm kind of getting used to this. So you guys might know what it's like to having that feel of wanting to get new stuff all the time, just to make things kind of a little bit interesting and different. So there are actually a couple new pieces of equipment I'm looking at that maybe I'll talk about in future videos. But basically jumping still right back into that row. Notice it's a notch higher. I went 1 notch higher, so this way you can visually see that from the last set. It was notch 9. Gonna go into this, and then same thing, just gonna go right back into that kind of like a bungee or bouncing row, and I'll repeat that until we get into the third set. So that's it for this first sequence. Sorry if this went a little bit long and me ranting. Always helpful if you guys comment. If you guys want me to shut up, I can definitely shut up and just get right to the workout, let you guys go through with it. But I'll let this play out. I'll see you guys on sequence 2, or circuit 2, sorry. Alright, so this is the end of circuit 1. We're jumping into circuit 2, and what you're going to do, and give you guys a little rest period here. You guys might notice that in the end of this circuit I started giving you guys a little bit of rest between these sets, but right now we're going to jump into an inverted supine, which means just facing up on the machine. We're going to do these lateral raises. I think I'm going to do some frontal raises, but we're going to do shoulders. I'd have to go ahead and kind of lower the machine down maybe to about, I'd say 5 or 4 on the total gym tower, and just going to do a set of lateral raises. These are always, there's a couple ways you can do lateral raises on total gym, for those of you guys that know that. I think I'm still going to alternate between frontal raises, and then I'll do some lateral raises as well. So forgive me for just making that mistake. But yeah, I think I'm just mixing it up. Do whatever you guys feel like is, you want to emphasize, more of a preference. But one of these, either frontal or lateral raises, will get more of an emphasis. So it kind of is up to you guys what you're feeling like. I always think actually this, on the total gym, more so than my Weight Ultimate and Bodyworks, this is one of those exercises that definitely shines, and just how smooth and fluid it feels. Feels definitely similar to just doing, for sure, cable lateral raises, but very similar even just to dumbbell tension that I notice in my shoulders. So another great exercise that the total gym excels on as far as mimicking of what it would feel like with free weights. Then I'm going to go ahead, put a fairly lighter, moderate to light tension. You can even go lighter than this for your resistance band, but go kind of attach that down to the tower. And then what we're going to do here is just a frontal raise. You can't see it here with the timer, but just a kind of super, again, compound setting, meaning you're doing the exact same body part again with different apparatus here. Compound set frontal raises with the bands. This might mean, might make the distinction here. If you guys want to do lateral raises, you guys can do that to kind of hit both muscle groups, or you can overemphasize or pre-exhaust these frontal raises by doing the total gym first. I didn't mention this in the beginning, but I try, and with this workouts particularly, I was trying to think about people that maybe didn't have a squat rack like I did. So on a couple of these videos, when I use resistance bands, I try and utilize the total gym as well for the band work if I can. So right here, I'm just going to take the carabiner. If you got an extra carabiner, double clip that, or pause the video and kind of unscrew these together, just doing single arm rows. The only difference I'm doing here, if you guys can kind of see, is I'm kind of engaging and leaning in a little bit more. I notice I just feel it a little bit more, tiny different tension by leaning slightly into this versus standing straight up. Still not incredibly that much of a difference as far as difficulty, but definitely just feels like a little bit of a different tension. So go ahead and try that out if you guys want to. Just doing this again, 10 to 15 repetitions. And then what I'm going to do here is another compound set where I'm going to, again, use that same strap that was on there, do this reach, and then kind of a row, single arm row. Again, feels really good with tension on this one. Another exercise, like I was just saying, feels really good if you can maximize and use this total gym tower. This is another one of those subtle differences that makes the total gym kind of unique and has a one-up on a Weight Ultimate and Bodyworks. They all have their pros and cons, but definitely this is something that works out well because you can utilize this tower, which a Weight Ultimate and Bodyworks doesn't have, for a lot of the different angles and kind of setting up your resistance bands. So I should make a video on that just on by itself, even though I've talked about it a lot, made a lot of exercises and workouts with combining resistance bands with total gym. This alone is pretty cool. Just the unique feature of that tower and setting up the resistance bands really go hand in hand, making the workouts really good. So I think we're progressing here back into set 2. You can see I just raised the incline slightly, and that's pretty much it, guys, for this circuit. Feel free to kind of mess with this, change the tension up, mess with the inclines, mess with the reps. So that's totally up to you. I will see you guys in circuit 3.
I don't wanna
All right, that was the end of circuit 2. We're jumping into circuit 3, which is basically just going to be the arm circuit. We're going to do a very similar format. We're going to do 4 exercises. I don't know if I said that or messed that up in the beginning when I introduced this, but very similar. We're going to do 2 exercises of biceps, 2 exercises of triceps. We're going to do a total gym, back to the resistance bands, and then again, total gym, back to the resistance bands for triceps as well. So go ahead and just kind of set up here the cable attachment, or just whatever, the little pulley system. We're going to do inverted curls on this one. Another kind of gold standard exercise for the total gym that I like to do for arms, for a lot of you guys do. Got this at a more of aggressive start point, where I got this set at 10 on my total gym fit. So you can put this lower or higher if you want to. So sometimes I'll actually put this lower oftentimes, but for whatever reason, I just put this a little bit higher. And then after this kind of phases out, we're going to jump into just the resistance band curls. Feel free to kind of pick the setting you want, but if you're following along, we'll kind of wait till this kind of ticks out here. So I'm done with the curls. We're going to go ahead and jump right to the resistance band. I grab the second to last setting usually. I think in this workout though, I do end up grabbing the heaviest one. I got this triangle position that you guys know I like, just kind of putting one foot in the center, but feel free to do whatever you want. Forgive me for the camera angle. I didn't realize this one, it wasn't really set up properly, but you guys get the idea. Do whatever you guys feel is good for this one. As far as rep range for me is about 10 to 15. Extra kind of hard with this one, going right from the total gym into this, but really minimal rest periods. As you can hear, just jumping right back into now prone or face down. We're going to do tricep extensions in this neutral grip position. Going ahead and just kind of setting up that pulley, and then we're going to jump right into that exercise. Really like this tricep exercise. What I like to do is, again, get that neutral grip setting. You guys might not all like this, but I think this actually works really well. And actually wearing the gloves makes a difference too. I liked wearing the gloves even on the total gym, just added that extra benefit and grip. But keeping the elbows really locked in, keeping the elbows or the shoulders somewhat retracted if you can, and just focusing on tension on the triceps. But even as I was doing this, I'm being mindful that the next exercise is going to be kind of tough. So I'm trying to keep that in my back of my head, because it's at a fairly high incline, but I'm also going right into another compound set of triceps with a resistance band here in a second. So as this kind of wraps up here, I'll be pausing, jumping off this machine. I would definitely grab a fairly light band. I want to think I changed this. This might be like the middle band for the Undersun set, but you could even go lighter than this. I might even go lighter. I think I do. No, I don't. I just go to the end of that. So I definitely am feeling this tension, but you could even go super light with this, grabbing to the end of that band, and then just doing these kickbacks. I think there's a general like tricep kickbacks. These feel much better on with resistance bands than I think than with a pair of like dumbbells. Dumbbells, you kind of lose that tension as you kind of flex your arm. This way, it kind of totally keeps that tension, just with the resistance kind of pulling you nice and horizontally. But that's pretty much it, you guys. That's it for this circuit. I progressively kind of up the intensity. This I think I do. Yeah, I think, I left it exactly where it was. So I think I go heavier with the bands, but feel free to mess with this however you guys want. But that's it. We're going to do 2 more sets, counting this one, and that's going to be the end of the workout. If you guys have been watching, following this whole thing, I greatly appreciate you guys watching to the whole end of this workout. Appreciate all the feedback and comments and support to the channel you guys continually give me. Always grateful for just have people watch the channel, and anything I can do to help you guys out, any kind of stuff you want me to go over, please let me know, stuff you want to see, and I will make sure, do my best to get out there eventually. So thanks again for watching.